Here is a Dark World deck list, only using 3 copies of the structure deck. Alright, so we're going to start off with 3 Rainbow. This card's kind of cracked. There's a lot of old cracked cards. Rainbow is one of the best cards in the deck. It's basically a free special summon from the graveyard most of the time. And not only that, you can also summon it. You'll also, when it's discarded, you can add. So most of the time, you're going to add Rainbow X. He's also one of the best cards to discard. A nice, very strong 25 attack. And the reason I'm running him instead of normally what people do would they would run this card instead of him. I do not like this card that much. I feel like this card is way better. So that's the reason why. But if you want to, you can change that. Next up, we're going to run the 2 Grapha. Grapha is at a 2. It's for your fusion summon. But not only that, it's pretty sure a pop when it's discarded, so it's your normal. And then the 1 of the summon. So this guy goes in your opponent's field most of the time. It kind of takes up a zone. Some situation it can help them, but most of the time it's just going to lock up a zone for them. As long as Pearl, because what he does, same thing, kind of. He summoned from your graveyard onto your field, but he's a good one of. It's just isn't really extra effective if you discard him. Now, we're going to go for 3 of the Gateman. This card's really cracked. It's not... The adding from deck to hand for the field spell is not once per turn. It's not hard once per turn. So you can do that as many times as you want. And since the field spell is not a soft once per or hard once per turn as well, you can do that. You're also going to be running 3 Snow. Snow is also really cracked because it's not hard once per turn at all. So you could add almost any Dark World card you want as long as 3 Bro. I think this card is really good. It's really underrated. When it's ever discarded, you're always going to draw 1. So Dark World Dealings, not only are you going to draw your 1 off of Dark World Dealings, but you discard this, you also draw 2. So I think this card is really good in very sticky situation you just do not want to be in. It can help you get out a lot of times. For your spells, you're going to be running 3 of the Gates of Dark World. I know it's controversial to run 1 or 3 or 2. I enjoy running 3. I think this can help you in so many different ways. And you're also going to be running 3 of the Dealings. I feel like Dealings is a card that can go in almost any deck, but it works really well with Dark World. Next up, 2 Archives. It's only good at 2. You don't need to run any more than 2. If you want to, you can run 1 to save space if you want to play another card, but I recommend running 2. Just good, continuous at 2. As long as your fusion spell at 2. You don't really need any more than 2 because it's very much revivable from the graveyard by its effect. So you don't need to run 3. Card Destruction at 1 because it is limited. So there you go. There's going to be your Dark World. Up to your Danger, you're going to run your 1 Tsushinoko, 1 Thunderbird, 3 Mothman, and 3 Bigfoot. The reason I'm running the 3 Mothman is because of the second effect to discard and draw, which is obviously your main point in Dark World. And then 3 Bigfoot because Bigfoot's the best danger in my opinion. And now we have some spells and there's some traps. I mean, 1 Skill Drain. Skill Drain is really good in this deck because you don't activate any effects on field. And if you do, it's very not good if you do. And then you just have 2 punishments. For your extra deck, you're just going to run your 3 Grapha, because that's the only thing that comes in the extra deck in this extra deck. Very nice. For your side deck, you're going to be running your 1 Burrow. And in your 2 of the card I said I don't like earlier, just if you want to, you can switch the 2 out from earlier with these 2 for the side deck. I just don't necessarily like running this card as much as that card. So next up, we're going to run 3 Dark World Lightning. For a side card, it's pretty decent. You could just target a set card, destroy it. So if they're playing a very trap-heavy deck, you can just destroy one of their floodgates or that was set. And I don't know. Most of the time, they'll just chain it. It's not the greatest, but the discard is really well. Next up, 2, the Danger Thunderbird. Just a side. 3, the Puppetry. if they have a very graveyard reliant deck and you are going first, you can obviously side in Puppetry, activate it, and then banish from their graveyard. And then 3 of the Virus if they're playing a deck with not very high attack mode monsters. So there you go. There's the best deck I could come up with, only having 3 structure decks of the Dark World.